This is Nathan Clark, and this is my presentation on arguments in a marriage. This is a preview of my main topics about arguments in a marriage. The first main topic is dangers of an argument. Second main topic is benefits of an argument. The third topic is satisfying and dissatisfying relationships. My first topic is dangers in an argument. When in a heated argument, you may say things that are hurtful to one another. Anger builds up and things get said that you maybe did not mean, and you just said them out of anger. Constant arguing can lead to unhappiness on either side of the marriage, whether it is the male or the female party. Continuous arguments can also cause stress between the two parties, along with depression, anxiety, relationship dissatisfaction, subsequent anger, according to Human Communications Research by Lindsay Suzanne Alloy. If there are children in the household, it can also cause them to stress if they are at an age that they can comprehend what the argument is about or what their parents are talking about at the time. It can affect them because they're at a young age, and it could be traumatizing seeing certain things like that. And arguing will also provide an unsafe environment for the child. This unhappiness that the spouses may deal with when arguing may lead to a breakup and or a divorce. My second point, benefits of an argument. Arguing is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it can be something that makes the relationship stronger. For instance, if the argument is about one party who does not like the other to be doing a certain thing, say the wife in the relationship has a pet peeve and the guy keeps doing it over and over, the arguing may bring them to a compromise to where he will stop doing it if he listens to her side of the story. So communicating with one another can resolve the problem, so it's not a continuous problem in the future of the relationship. Conflict experiences can also be beneficial by alleviating tension and avoiding conflict escalation, reducing communication apprehension, and enhancing intersubjectivity. Contributing to the development of closeness within relationships and clarifying individual and relationship goals according to Human Communications Research by Lindsay Suzanne Alloy. On to my third and final point, satisfying and dissatisfying relationships. In both relationships, conflict is pervasive, and what pervasive means is an unwelcomed influence or physical effect spreading through an area or group of people. Conflict is more frequent, severe, and stressing in a dissatisfying relationship. Distressed couples are more likely than non-distressed couples to reciprocate verbally aggressive behavior during an argument. So the distressed couples are more likely to say hurtful things to one another during an argument. Within dissatisfied relationships, conflict interactions are often characterized by negative and competitive patterns of communication behaviors. Dissatisfied couples compared to satisfied couples are more likely to engage in negative reciprocity, counter-complaining, and withdrawal patterns of communication. For an example of counter-complaining, like when the husband is arguing with his wife, he could be like complaining about something that he doesn't like her to do, a pet peeve of his. And instead of the wife listening to him and hearing him out, she would just, next thing out of her mouth will be just her blurting out something that she doesn't like about him. So it would just be counter complaining, just going back and forth, and no listening will be getting done because both of them are just constantly stating each other's pet peeves at each other. Hence why the relationship will eventually become toxic and come to an end. No surprise that distressed couples' communication behaviors are less effective in resolving arguments, produce less satisfaction in arguments, and result in less positive outcomes after the argument. So the distressed couples, they don't really do too much listening to one another. So resolving the argument is very tough for them to do because they won't hear each other out, which hence is to the less effective in resolving the argument. The less satisfaction in the argument comes from when, again, the two parties aren't listening to each other, or they just don't care to fix the problem that one of the parties are arguing about. So the problem that starts the argument is never fully resolved, which provides less or little to no satisfaction for both parties, which will result in less positive outcome after the argument. Like, say, a spouse and a man and a husband and his wife get into an argument, and after the argument, they just went back and forth, counter complaining at each other, and so forth. Afterwards, the wife may say, like, go sleep on the couch tonight. Like, so therefore the argument was never really resolved and had a less positive outcome. And that concludes my presentation. A little review. I went over dangers of an argument, benefits of an argument, and satisfying and dissatisfying relationships. And these are my references. Thank you.